What is up, everybody? We are in the building. We got a fantastic guest today. We are talking with Doug Hype in the building, baby.
What? Am I on the Matt Ramage show?
You are on the Matt Ramage show.
What? I'm going to hold on. I just caught a pass from Don Mikowski. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got to sign this. All right, kid, take that football.
What is going on, man? Good to meet you finally face to face.
I'm just getting buzzed up right now.
Just drinking
my Packer beer.
Hey, chug that beer. I'll talk about some sponsors. Hey, shout out to everyone that tuning in live, whether listening on a podcast or live Facebook, YouTube, all the places. Big shout out to the sponsors of the show, Quick Trip. You know, you come into a game this season, you need some goodies, maybe some tailgate stuff. Check out Quick Trip. They got the hot spot, but they also got the barbecue needs. They got the brats, they got the cheese, they got everything you need for a good tailgate. You know what I mean? So check out Quick Trip. And if on your way there you get in an accident, hopefully you don't, but if you get injured, Nicolay Law's got you covered. If you're missing work and whatnot, they're gonna fight the insurance companies, get you what you deserve. Make sure you're not struggling while you're missing work. So shout out to Quick Trip. Shout out to Nicolay Law, best sponsors of all the Wisconsin companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to sponsors because sponsors what lets you rock this universe. You know what I'm saying? They make Matt Ramage just pop up on my timeline all day, every day.
You know what I mean? All right, so let's get to some comments over here. We got people tuning in live. Greetings, fellow Packer enthusiasts. That's like the most proper way to say what's up.
That's Soder. He's trolling us right now because he knows I'm after him. He's from the She Said TV community, and he's a good guy. And I was at the NFL draft, live on the show, being like, Soder, you should be here right now chugging beers. How dare you? And so now he owes me.
Yeah. So, dude, I noticed that the other day on my game stream. He was in there, and then I realized, because She Said TV is not live.
Yeah, he's a really he's a good Packer backer. He knows a lot about the team, and he hangs out. We chat all the time.
Yeah. Good stuff right here. All right, so you asked me to come on, and I checked out your stuff. I mean, I've seen you before. Obviously, we've been.
Well, I said, who do I contact to get on your show? Because I know you probably have an agent, a secretary, a whole team. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's the official process? And then you were like so just exquisitely kind, and he said, Doug, you can come on the show. You don't have to talk to all my team. We're bros. You just come right on.
No, I actually told you, I was like, you got to talk to my manager's assistant.
Manager's assistant. Yeah.
No, I got no people. But I'm glad you're here. So let everyone know, who is Doug Hype. I like the whole vibe that you put off. I've seen the videos. I see that you're styling right here, looking like,
Yeah, I showed you that video I did with like the Jordan Love thing where I'm yelling at people and like being all angry and stuff and being like, no questions for Jordan Love. He's the man. Yeah, I love that stuff. And I thank you for asking. I'm like a filmmaker coming from like the classical, traditional filmmaking background, right? Advertising, whatever, commercial photography. But like the thing that all I wanted to do my whole life is just make content about things like the Green Bay Packers and fun stuff. So then I just started doing that. And now we're here. And I like, I got my like Jeff Query and like Don Mikowski football from going to training camp. Like I grew up in Racine, Wisconsin, playing football for Jerome Case High School. I won the what was it? The player of the year or something in 1997 it was or something for Case High School. I love football, Matt. Like I love Wisconsin. I love football. I went to University of Wisconsin. I've probably been to like 80 UW Badger football games. I'm an alumni from there. And there ain't nothing better in the world than Wisconsin football, Green Bay Packer football. So, your content is so awesome. Like you just embody the fandom and the culture of what being a member of like the Packer like family is. And I love that, man. Like that's what it's all about, being from Wisconsin, a Packer backer, like being real, keeping authentic and just being a lot of fun. So yeah, that's kind of like my background, and I do content creation and different things. I work a lot like in like crypto and other stuff too, but like video games and with MMA companies and stuff like that, like Karate Combat, shout out to them. But this is like my OG love. You know what I mean? It's like your first love when you're a kid. Like there's nothing better than that in the entire planet, Matt.
Dude, it's fun. Just talking Packers, drinking beers, having fun. Like, and then from doing this stuff, I get to talk. Like, I talked to Wes Hodgkowitz yesterday. Everyone, you should be checking out the podcast I posted this morning. Wes Hodgkowitz from the Lambeau Field parking lot. But like, it's so fun just to be able to talk to cool people.
Shout
Like,
to Wes.
oh yeah, for sure, dude. I will say real quick, dude. Wes is so awesome because like he doesn't have to do like my podcast or like he's a senior writer for the Packers. He could just write his
Sitting on a
article.
tailgate, just broing out. Yeah.
He does other people's podcasts too, not just like the huge ones like Grassi. Obviously, he's friends with him
Right.
once in a while, but he does like people ask. I mean, I'm sure he can't do them all, but he does a
Right.
lot of podcasts. He's cool with the fans. Wes is awesome. He's such a
I've
nice.
been trolling him for like 10 years. You know what I mean? Just writing little comments to him in the comments, right? And just things to show that we pay attention and we care. Like we have like the relationship's great between everybody in the community. Also, Grassi says hi. He told me to tell you hello and wants to just check in to see how you're doing to make sure you're doing good. You know,
Dude, Grassi is the man. He's in Green Bay right now.
he is. He's moved there, and he's one of the nicest guys ever to live. I mean, what a
Oh yeah,
dude.
he for sure. He's just like Wes. That's why they get along because they're just good people. Like he does like the raids on me because my YouTube, not I don't that's like my smallest following or whatever,
Mhm.
and he'll do raids. All of a sudden the comments are just
Oh
Grassi
yeah,
raid,
yeah.
Grassi raid. That's so cool. He does that for
I've seen him
people
do
with
that.
not big followings on there.
He's such a
So
giving
yeah,
person.
yeah, he is.
Most
He's a giver.
creators are not. Most creators are about, hey, look at me. It's all
Yeah,
about me, right?
yeah. It's a me world. You're just in it, baby. All
The
right.
Grassy
Shout out to
Posse.
Carry the G beer though. You're stepping out to Carry the G beer.
Yeah, I do. I've done promos for them in the past. I actually do love this beer. Like honestly, like if you gave me a choice, like I could just drink this thing all day, baby. It's delicious.
Yeah, I do like to Carry the G. I don't drink. I'm a very like I kind of drink the same beer all the time. I like trash light beer. Right now I'm drinking some Bullets. But I'll definitely drink some Carry the G. I actually have some in my fridge. For me, because I'm kind of a trashy Wisconsin fellow. That's like on a special occasion type of beer for me.
Right.
That's like when I know I'm classing the place up a little
This
bit.
is
You know
this
what I
is
mean?
what I've grown into. You see, I've got my gold chain, my fur coat. I'm like, I have to drink Carry the G. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm like the hyped up version of a Packer fan. That's just like,
Yeah. You live
pulling
it
out all the stops.
24/7. 24/7, baby.
24/7. But I am not above trashy beer. I've drinking so much old Milwaukee and all kinds of stuff and Milwaukee's best in
Dude,
my life.
Milwaukee's best is the funniest beer to me. Because I always say if that's Milwaukee's best, I'd hate to see their worst.
I hate to see it. Yeah,
And
my
like,
grandpa when I was growing up had like this amazing man cave basement with like an old bar and just classy and the lights. He had the Christmas lights hung up with like the old like Schlitz and all the different beer bottles from like the 50s and 60s. So like I grew up around all the classic,
Yeah.
Milwaukee beers.
Yeah, back in the day, they always had that stuff on the walls. They always like, the Pabst, old Milwaukee. Yeah, I drank old Milwaukee when I was like 8. It was in a can koozie like this. I thought it was a soda. I chugged that thing. And I realized I ain't ready for
Miller
beer
Lite
yet.
was like the classy beer. You know what I mean? Growing up,
Yeah.
in Wisconsin,
That was like rich folk. Like, oh, you guys got money. All right, now we know.
Oh yeah, you got old Miller Lite.
All right, so you said you had some stuff we're gonna talk about some Green Bay Packers today. What is on the agenda?
Yeah, I
Joe?
had some topics I would like to bring up. I know
Yeah.
that
You're the
Matt,
host
you've been
now,
so
baby.
busy doing so many podcasts and stuff. You're very popular. So I was
I
like,
took a nap.
yeah, you took a nap.
I had to.
Also here, I was in Brazil last year, Matt. Before we get into the topics though,
All right,
we were
what do you
discussing
got?
before the show started. There's a possibility I might come to the first game and maybe we could like sit together and I could even help do quick trick videos with you or something, Like my favorite thing to do is like go with one of my favorite creators and make some content for him. I did that with Grassi and it was really fun. And man, it's gonna be an amazing season this year, Matt.
Yeah, I plan on being at the home opener. So if you're there, we can definitely do some stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Link it up a little bit.
Yeah, I have to come all the way from Denver, Colorado. It's a whole trip and a thing. I got to fly in and get a thing and drive up, whatever. There's a lot of exciting things that happened today, though. Like, I don't know if you saw there was a brawl in training camp.
I did see that.
Zach, okay, there's the big news is like, Zach Tom and them got in a big brawl, right? Like he started some fight and there was a big scrap. There's arms thrown. Okay, my question for you, Matt. Okay, there's two parts. One, who on the team would you be like most scared of in Dark Alley? Like if you had to get into like a UFC fight with them or something on the team, like that's on the team now, and then also like all time. Like
Dude, right now, without a doubt, no question, Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn
Like
Gary, yeah.
first of all, because I saw him up close, and I mean he's the nicest guy in person. But like on the field, like you see what he does. Rashawn Gary is the last person I'd want to be on the wrong side of. If like I feel like he wouldn't. I don't know. It would take so little effort from him to put me
He's
down.
kind of like the guy Hightower from the Police Academy movies, where you could probably just pick you up with one arm like this,
Yeah.
and just
I
like pick
think
you up
any
off
of
the
them could
ground.
take me. I don't even think I'd have a good shot against the kicker, but I think Rashawn Gary is the one. Rashawn
But
Gary.
okay, who all time would it be? Like, is there like a Packer player? It
Dude.
doesn't mean that necessarily they're the biggest and strongest, but they're just like the nastiest, like maybe.
Dude, I say Ray Nitschke. Ray
Yeah.
Nitschke, like you see the old videos of him just like picking dudes up and just throwing them on the ground.
Yeah.
They're just like on the ground like a deer that hit by a car.
In the locker room for a while. They're like, I don't want to go near that guy.
Yeah, dude. I think Ray Nitschke all time. Clay Matthews, another guy too. He seems like he could handle himself pretty well.
Yeah. He had the big arms, he was like jacked up.
Yeah.
Huge pythons and stuff. We also saw in training camp, my all-time would probably be Ray Nitschke, or maybe if Reggie White was mad, but he doesn't seem like a mad guy. You know what I mean? It's not like an angry.
Yeah.
He'd like hug you.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Let's work this out."
He'd be like, "We're gonna hug it out."
Figure this out together. We don't got to fight.
There's another big play. Evan Williams like skied over and intercepted a pass on Seattle, and then he did a bunch of celebrations. He did one of these moves, like "You're sleeping on me." Like, this is my question: is the Packers defense, are people sleeping on it? Is it gonna be like a high flying? They got a lot of fast, athletic guys on this defense. Are they kind of gonna come out of nowhere and cause some trouble this year for people? That's my question.
I think they could. But I mean, they're very underrated. I think because people rate them so low. I mean, especially Packer fans. Like,
they don't have flashy names at cornerback, right? So
yeah, and I get it because like they've been traumatized before. But this could be. I mean, Xavier McKinney obviously started off great last year. Secondary is an issue. Pass rush is the biggest issue on the whole team to me. If they don't get at the quarterback, they're in trouble. If they can get a pass rush, people talking about Van Ness, what he's been doing this offseason looks better. I haven't really been at practices, but I trust the smart people that are talking about it. But that's the thing. If they get a pass rush, I think this defense could be special. But they got to get a pass rush. They got that new defensive line coach, so there's some hope there that they're gonna fix this thing. Another year, people in this defense.
I think they're gonna have a lot of blitzes
get
with
after
these fast linebackers, right?
Yeah.
Got Quay on the outside now, where he plays better. Quay plays better on the outside than the middle by far, and then they got the new little guy in the middle who could be the best linebacker in the league at some point, with Edger and Cooper. And you never know with like stunts and gimmicks and making guys fly around and delayed blitzes. Like, I think that could be what causes problems for people, because how do you account for like, these linebackers that are flying around at the speed of like a cornerback?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited about the linebacker. The only thing that, like I say, concerns me is the pass rush. I know that they can do a lot of stuff, but just not even just linebackers, but the defensive line as a whole. You got to make the quarterback uncomfortable, because the secondary doesn't matter.
Matt, that LVN and the defensive line are going to cause a little bit of trouble this year. They're going to be like the guys that eat up the blocks.
I think I do have high hopes for this pass rush. I do think it's going to get better, but it needs to. It's like
it needs to get better. But here's a nice stat: Rashawn Gary was number 1 in the league in run block win rate, like going up against the run. He was the best run defender at edge in the entire league, even better than Max Crosby and all these guys. So I feel like that's the Packers' defensive philosophy, is like, we're going to be really good against the run. LVN's more of a run defense guy than he is a pass rusher. And then we're going to do crazy blitzing. And I'm like, I mean, that's about as good as you're going to get, unless you trade for like some crazy, edge rusher.
Yeah,
like
Parsons.
Parsons.
Everyone's talking about that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that was ever going to happen. The Packers ain't trading multiple picks. But the thing is, because I talked with Wes about this, is about getting Parsons. Well, he said a lot of this too. I'm just gonna copy him. But it's not just the draft picks. Then you got to give him a big O contract. And like Wes pointed out, it's not just the draft picks like the guys you don't have, but like now you have less guys on rookie contracts, and teams are kind of built on rookie contracts to keep the cap down. So now you have to go out and get veterans at those places. And now, so even further down the line, your cap is getting hit
Then
again,
it's
and
gonna
it's
blow your
getting hit.
cap.
And then
Well, that's
eventually you might have to start 3-year window. You might have to tear stuff down. If Parsons, if you thought guaranteed this is going to get us a Super Bowl, no doubt, you could do it. But that's not the Packers' way, because they that's just not how they work. But I get people doing that because like the Rams did that. They kind of did a big move and like Super Bowl or
Von
bust
Miller
kind of
and
thing.
things like that. But the thing
Yeah.
about Parsons is I keep people hearing all these stats thrown out where he's the best pass rusher since Reggie White. And I'm like, maybe he's not that quite a good, but he is, I think he's on a trajectory to be a Hall of Fame pass rusher. So like
Oh yeah,
that's the
he's
question.
ridiculous. Any team
Yeah.
would want him, but
What
I
would
don't
you
think
give
it's the
up for him,
Packers'
Matt?
way.
Like what would be your limit for trading for Micah Parsons? What would you give up?
I mean, honestly, dude, I see Rev Trev in the comment section here, and he was talking. I seen his video just actually right before I came over here and did this, and he was talking about get him, but I think like 2 firsts I was hearing, and then like a third, and then maybe a player. To me, that's too much. I think it hurts you down the field, because plus you got to pay him a big old contract. So like people talk about like Rev Trav talked about um how the Packers when he got Reggie White, like they made these big moves. But like last year they made moves. They got McKinney, they got Josh Jacobs, who are arguably the best 2 players on the Packers team, like
Yep.
leaders and all that. But that's free agency. That's not giving away picks. That's not the Packers way. I think it shouldn't be the Packers way. I feel like the teams that go out and do all these splashy things every offseason, especially huge trades for first round picks, I think later on it doesn't work out. I mean, if you get a Super Bowl, it's worth it. Like if you, but you can't guarantee it. So now let's say you lose in the championship game, and now your team is still blowing up.
You
Like
know,
he would be huge. He would be huge. He'd be nasty in Green Bay.
I was like really on board with trading for Parsons or the guy from the Bengals, Hendrickson. But
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, the Milwaukee Brewers, with a team of a 22-year-old kid, started just beating the crap out of everybody in their sight, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like, can they win a World Series with a bunch of like maybe 2 veterans and a bunch of guys that barely got in the league now?" You know what I mean? And it's all based off of like their farm system and draft and develop kind of like the Packers
Yeah.
or whatever type thing. And I'm like, wow, like, that is kind of what the Packers mantra is, right? Partly because you're in a mid to small market, you kind of have to sort of, but it gives me a little bit more faith in the Packers schematics of like not going after the big fish.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get to this comment here from Soder. So Hendrickson would cost less to get, and they can be out of that contract in a couple years. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Like with Parsons, it's just such a. It's very costly, and also I don't think the Cowboys even want to trade him. Like Jerry Jones, I think
Nah,
is
probably
stubborn.
not.
He ain't. I think you'd have to offer some crazy things. So it's like, so if they're gonna go after someone, yeah, it's probably not Parsons. It's probably
And the question
Hendrickson.
is, like, if you do a trade, say you trade 2 first, are they going to also want a player too? Do you have to trade Rashawn
Yeah.
Gary or LVN to get him too? That's the real thing. If it was just 2 picks, maybe I would say maybe that's good. But if you're also giving up like an LVN or a Rashawn Gary and stuff, then
Yeah.
because they're also not getting paid quite that much, right? They're like Rashawn Gary's getting 27. A lot of these guys are getting like 40, 50. LVN's getting paid barely anything. It's really nice to have those guys on the team that are good, but you're not paying very much.
Yeah, because Parsons, like, you're gonna pay him. I don't. What do you think that he'd want?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be around 45, 50 a year, I think.
Yeah, same for
Right?
me.
Because I
That's
mean,
what I
he's the
get.
best pass rusher in the league. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the whole point of the whole trade situation is because he wants to be paid, and they're like, we don't want to do that.
Well, he
Quite
was
yet.
willing to take a team friendly deal. It sounds like it's just the way he was treated, and they were basically trying to like, strong arm him and be like, just do what we say and don't involve your agent. he said he was willing to do a slightly team friendly deal and not go crazy. You know what I mean? So we don't
Yeah.
know if that's completely true. That could just be like, negotiating tactics. But he sounds like a guy that's just kind of like, I just want to play, man. Just do something that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I don't know. That's what the Packers do well, though. They kinda get their players to stay. I mean, after so long, they ditch them when, when they get a little bit older. People always talk about how they do that, but the Packers take care of their own, for the most part.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a family business. This is my
But they
next
got Aaron
question.
Jones longer than I thought they would've.
The,
But anyways, what do you got?
yeah. Also, shout out to Soda for mentioning Wayne Simmons all time for a guy you don't want to meet in dark alley. He did beat up
Yeah,
tight
yeah,
ends
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Tight ends were scared of that guy. They're like, "Can someone throw a flag on this man?" Um,
Someone
they're
protect
like,
me.
"This guy keeps beating me up. I'm trying to just run a route."
My
Uh,
mom's watching this game.
yeah. I've got kids. Um, and we were talking about content creators earlier, but Kate Adams, I thought that she was a Bears fan, but all of these
No, she's a
posts,
Packer
especially
fan.
today, she literally made a post about her smiling about the Packers. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
she's
like,
a
is she a
Packer
Packer
fan.
fan? Is she a Bear fan? What's happening here?
No, she's definitely a Packer fan. She talked about it. I follow her on, X or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, she's definitely a Packer fan. She just hit up all the NFC North teams, and she ended it in Green Bay because,
that's what I
save
think.
the best for
She
last.
grew up, I think, a Bears fan, and now I think she's converted a
Oh,
little bit.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what she grew up as, I don't stalk her like that, you know what I mean? But apparently
I mean,
you
she
got
talks about it on her
got
show, but
I'm just
look,
kidding.
look, man, we're red blood Americans over here. She's a quality content creator, all right?
Dude, she's a really good interviewer, though,
She is. She's got a
because I
great
think I
voice,
think
a lot of
especially
energy.
on the like, the national media, I don't think
Mhm.
there's that many great interviewers. They're all about rah-rah, they're all about
No.
negativity, they're all about whatever. So I think she does a great job when she goes to those camps. She asks good questions, it's fun, it's not so serious. I actually like watching her stuff a lot.
Yeah, we need more stuff like that. I really like Kay Adams a lot. That's why I like to just give
Yeah.
her a hard time and
Shout
be like,
out.
which shout out Kay.
I'm sure that means a lot
Yeah.
to her. She's like, "Oh,
She
this might
really
put me over
likes
the
the
hump."
Packers a lot for being a Bears fan. Um, this is my
Big Santa
question for
Bears fan.
you though, Matt, is like, okay, so when you were growing up, we were about the same age. When you were growing up, did you have like Packer players when as a kid that were like your favorite players?
Yeah, dude, like, I mean, one of my first favorite players I I can remember is, Tim Harris, and it wasn't
Yeah.
because anything he did on the field, it was because, officer friendly. Don
Oh,
Mikowski, like,
really?
was
Yeah,
my
it's Tim
god,
Harris right
was my
there
guy.
on my football. Yeah.
But oh, okay, so yeah. But Tim Harris, because the cops would give cards to the kids in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and they whenever they used to tell them, "Hey, can we get some football cards?" And Tim Harris was always in there, so that was like my first memory of like a player. But like I remember like when Don Mikowski was playing football in the backyard. Like we didn't like Brett Favre. Like when he first came in, we were mad
Right.
because like Don Mikowski
Because
was
of
he,
Don
he
Mikowski. Yep.
he was the magic man. I had a 7 jersey. It wasn't a real
Mhm.
jersey, it just a green jersey with a 7. Didn't have a name on it or nothing. But I met him. You met him too, huh? You got his
This
autograph?
is his signature. The pen ran out of ink, so it's just a bunch of scratches. Yeah, so I didn't really get his signature, but anyway.
What's going on? You over here lying? This is a professional podcast.
Look, I got Brent Fullwood on this football, right? This is a very high expensive football.
No,
I got Brent Fullwood
it
up in
is it.
there.
That's good. I actually have one of my favorite autograph things. I mean, right here, I got Hal Clinton Dix.
Yeah.
He autographed, but like what other than that is Tommy Grassi sent me a Paul Hornung autograph helmet.
Ooh, that's
I
really
got that over
cool.
there. Yeah, that's my because Paul Hornung's my favorite player.
Of all
Yeah,
time.
so yeah, I just like his
Well,
story. Like he's like definitely my favorite of those old school guys. But his story was so great. He was just out there drinking
is it also
beers.
because he
Like
liked to party and get buzzed up a little
yeah,
bit?
I don't know. That's what I respect. I was like, he did all that. He lived my life except for way better.
Except for
But
he
also plays
excelled in the
football.
field.
But also played football. You know what I mean? Like he's a party animal. He was a ladies' man too. Like everyone, your grandmas were not safe back in the day. You know what I mean?
I know they weren't safe. Watch out when you go to the ice bowl. You better dress up properly, or all those
Yeah,
players.
you see a picture with grandma and Paul Horning, just let it know. You know. Anyways, what do you? So me and Wes talked about this yesterday, but what are your thoughts on the wide receiver situation?
So
First of all, Romeo Dobbs. I saw Matt LaFleur was asked by Kay Adams actually
yeah,
about the potential of Romeo Dobbs getting cut. That's like a rumor people talking
and
about.
he was
I don't
like,
think there's
"Lady,
any
cut it out."
situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like no and I don't think she was asking that question because there's a rumor that's out there. But I don't. There's no way Romeo Dobbs would just be cut. Like
No.
he's made some big plays for the
He's
Packers. Like,
gonna be the X receiver. He's gonna be the X receiver, and it's gonna be him and Golden on the outside to start the season at least when Christian Watson's not there. And Reed in the slot is, I think, gonna be your starting 3 wide receivers.
yeah, I don't understand the people that think. I mean, I get it. Like people, Packer fans are emotional beings. Like a guy drops the ball.
Dobbs can trigger emotions. He had a little bit of dropsies last year. He had a little bit of a
Yeah,
kerfuffle, and then this year in training camp, you saw in the scrimmage him do some drops. The ball gets punched out, and everyone's like, "Here we go
yeah,
again!" Right? It just
yeah,
triggered. But this is the thing, guys. If you actually have played football before or been around it, he's 6'2", a big body, and he's pretty fast. Like, you can't have Golden just run every route and do everything. He's a smaller guy. Like
yeah,
Dobbs, you need a guy who's a big body. So like if you need that pass, but the guy's still covered, he can still kind of push the guy off, make a body catch. Golden can kind of do that too, but he's a smaller dude. It's harder for him to do that if he's like covered. You got to have that go-to guy that has a big body. The Packers covet those, right? The Packers like receivers over 6 feet,
yeah.
200 pounds, so that
MVS
they're
type
like
dudes.
a possession receiver type guy. You need to have that on the team. There's no way we're going anywhere without Dobbs on this team right now. You need that guy for sure to be on your team, and you need him to play well. But Matthew Golden is also going to be starting out there and making big plays.
Yeah, I think Matthew Golden's good. I talked a lot with Wes about this yesterday. So once again, go listen to that podcast episode if you're watching live or listen to a podcast. But we talked about Matthew Golden, and he was saying like he's not acting like a rookie. And like you see him on Twitter, some reporter tweeted out, Matthew Golden got locked up by Nixon or whoever it was, and then he said he retweeted it. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I love that. Like as a rookie, he's like confident. That's not arrogance. That's not being a problem. That's just like, yo, that didn't happen or whatever, or not in his eyes. But he seems like coming out of his routes, his breaks, all that. Like he's not on rookie mode. Like he's
a
already
fluid professional
yeah. So
athlete.
that's why I asked Wes because I think
Mhm.
because like there's certain guys that just come out and pop off. Like Jamar Chase, like a lot of these guys, first year they're off and running and they're balling. I'm not comparing them to anyone because
I
think
feel
that's
like
silly.
he's like a mini Jamar Chase, though. He's minus like 3 or 4 inches,
Yeah,
but he's
but can
got
he have
that
that year?
ability, right? Like
Yeah, I
The
want it.
thing about this, Jamar Chase, I just picked him. I'm actually in a fantasy football league with Tom Grossi. And so me and my brother and my buddy Dave, we have like our own podcast and we're doing this together. And we picked number 1. We picked Jamar Chase. The guy's so fast, dynamic. He catches everything around him. He has great timing. I feel like Golden's got that vibe to him. He's just like, he's 5'10", 5'11", but he does that. Like when you watch him catch the ball, he's just wide open all the time. You can't he's just too explosive and fluid, and his catch radius for how long his arms are is really good. Like if you can throw the ball out here wherever you throw it, that guy's hands are so good. Remember when he did everyone was doing those flag drop contests where they dropped the
Yeah,
things and you
yeah.
try to catch them? He was the best at it in the entire league. He was the best. Like, so, and this is the thing too, Matt. You're talking about him being a rookie this year and already being like a veteran or a pro. When he was at Texas, that was kind of like his first year at Texas. He transferred to Texas and took over the number 1 wide receiver job, even though it wasn't supposed to be his. He was supposed to be number 2 to that other kid that was really good, and he took over. He became the go-to guy, the
Just
big
that dude.
guy, 4th down guy, and he just took that role and he ran with it and he said, "See you later, bro." So now he's in the NFL, and I think he already feels like he's already gone through this before, right? Ready to prove himself and be the guy that was not expected to show up, and he proved it to everybody.
Yeah, and he's in a situation like if he's looking around, he's like, I could take this number 1 spot. Like I can, I not even like have to take the number 1 spot, but I can get a lot of opportunities here. Like if I ball, Christian Watson, he's out, first part of the season. Like they had the wide receiver. I'm sure he had heard everything, like the drops and whatnot. But like there's room for him. Everyone, he's gonna get a shot. They're gonna spread the ball around. That's kind of what they do. And I feel like whoever balls out beginning of the year, first 1, 2, 3 weeks, they're just going to keep going to him. I mean, they're going to spread it around, but
It's
the
gonna
run
be
game is a
golden. He is going to.
yeah,
I mean, I talked about like Dobbs being a go-to guy sort of, but but overall, Golden's gonna be. You're gonna go to him more
yeah,
often because he's on a different level of thinking. He's not even thinking about you or competition or anyone else. He's just on his own world, and he is going to like run past you and catch that ball. And you can tell he's already envisioning. The reason I say this is when you watch him catch the ball, he's catching the ball way outside his body. He's catching it with two hands, one hand. He's making all these really athletic catches.
yeah.
And that only happens if you have great vision. If you see yourself doing it, you know where the ball is going to be and you have amazing confidence. That's the thing the other receivers on the team kind of lack. They don't have that insane level of confidence that Golden does, where they just know how to do everything and they just know they're going to do it. And that's what like an all-pro wide receiver looks like. He already looks like he could be in the Pro Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but he looks like
No, keep it rolling.
he looks like that guy right now. When he's making catches like this far outside his body, man, constantly, all the time, without even thinking about it. He's not even worried about it. It's just like a thing to him that just happens every day. That's what you want, consistency. He's in the championship mindset like right now today, not like at the end of the season. He's ready to go.
Good, ready to go. So, I want to talk to you about one other thing kind of around that. Matt LaFleur. I've seen a lot of comments from people talking about Matt LaFleur isn't aggressive enough. They kind of, some people think that he's soft on the players. I don't agree with it because I see him in practice. You see the videos. You see, he's getting after guys. But do you think that Matt LaFleur is aggressive enough? Like, what do you think about Matt LaFleur as a coach? Because
it's funny
I love
because
him.
Matt
I don't think
LaFleur
he's
is
perfect,
like
but I love him.
Yeah. He's such a good guy. He's such a nice. He's like, I mean, I know he had like dinner at Corey Banky's house the other night, right? Like, and he brought his own wine or something, and people got on him, or getting on him, and then Banky told him like, well, the first thing he asked for was an old fashioned, so relax. It was like, but the thing about LaFleur is he doesn't seem like a tough, intimidating guy. But even though he yells at the guys, and he just like is like, he might be like jawing at them. I don't think he's intimidating. Nobody's like scared of him. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's where it comes from. Where you see like the Lions coach, that guy looks like the look in his eye. You're just like, this guy might throw me through a wall right now, right? Like, I just don't feel like I kind of wish you don't really need to yell a lot to be intimidating and to be in control and power of your team. You just need to act a way where like people just are respectful of you and almost scared of you, right? So like there's a balance I think he still needs to find, like jawing at people and yelling at them. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I mean, it's cool and everything. I don't think he's soft. It's just, I think there's something that goes with experience and just knowing what you're doing and being right and just having supreme confidence that certain coaches have where I mean, when I played in high school for JI Case, our coaches were angry and mean all the time. Like you were scared to even talk to them, right? On the field. Now off the field, like good guys and everything, but when it came to football, they meant business. You were like, you were scared to even say nothing to them at all whatsoever, right? And so there is it causes you to really focus and pay attention and really be in tune with what's going on. And so I don't know if there's any issue with it or anything. I just don't feel like he's like an intimidating presence. But I do think he's a really good coach. And sometimes, sometimes what happens is if you're not intimidating to players, like sometimes they can get away from you a little bit. You know what I mean? You can lose the team a bit, but I don't think he's losing the team.
Yeah, I think that there's like different ways to go about it. Like there are like, how the Lions have it. He's over there screaming at everyone, and that works for sure. But I also feel like there's like there's guys like McVay, like those types of guys who are just like smart and like, hey, I'll show you the way. I know the way to paradise. Follow me. But I think like when he does yell, like about the penalties, I don't think he tries to be that intimidating, like not everyone is, that's not everyone's thing. But like the video I saw recently, what he was yelling at, I think it was a preseason game, because of penalties. That's the thing that they have to get a grip on. I'm not sure if yelling at people makes them not jump off sides or do stupid penalties.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I think it's more about like his game plan and like what he brings. I think the players respect him, and I think that's all that really matters. And players are held accountable, and they are. Just because guys are, not all screaming on TV and like being all crazy doesn't mean
Well,
that they're not holding people accountable.
you've seen it work with the Lions. The Lions went from like a all right team to being really tough. Like it is hard to
Yeah.
beat them. Even if half their team is injured, the guys stepping up still play like Pro Bowl level players. You saw it last year. They did end up getting smoked in the playoffs, but they are really hard to beat. And that's their coach and the focus that they put in really did set the tone for that, right? For their team. So there is something to it. That doesn't mean
Yeah, for sure.
everyone has to do it that way, though.
Well, yeah, even look at Belichick. I'm not comparing anyone to Belichick, but he like on the sideline, super calm. Like he would like even at a touchdown, he would have no reaction. Interception,
But you're
he'd have
scared of
no
that guy. You do
reaction.
one thing
But
wrong,
everyone, I
you're gone.
guarantee, on the practice field, I guarantee that it wasn't the same.
Well, well, the thing is, you don't even want that guy to look at you sideways. If he looks at you
Yeah.
sideways, you're like, "Oh, I'm in trouble, bro. I'm in the
Yeah.
doghouse. He's probably gonna."
I look
cut
at people
me."
sideways all the time, and no one's scared. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I set you up for that one.
Oh, let's get the
whenever I
Soda
open
over
my
here.
TikTok, it's always videos of you on there. Having a good time.
Soda
Yeah.
says Packers were a very technical team with Rodgers. They're still transitioning away from that. I think Matt
they're still
LaFleur
technical
is
now.
I think Matt LaFleur, when he first came in the offense he wanted to run, I feel like he couldn't really run that truly with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is a vet. He's a Hall of Famer. He's got that it
Coach
just
on the
didn't work. So
field.
he did what did work. He worked the offense around him. But now with Jordan Love, I feel like he's really good. I think that offense is run the ball a lot. So Josh,
Yeah. You guys are
load.
talking about wanting to run the ball more and be tougher, and I totally agree. That's why in the draft they got the guard in the second round who's like a tough guy. We're talking about him getting chewed out by LaFleur. Guys that are big, tough, and strong. They do want to be able to run the ball, and Stanovich talked about how he said, we admit that we were not physical enough last year. We got pushed around and bullied, and we don't want like that's not acceptable. We don't want that. So they went and drafted some linemen that can push people around. They want to be able to run the ball down people's throats, and I'm all for that all day long. Are you kidding me? Like, let's get some smash mouth football in here, and then let Jordan Love, while they're worried about the run, let Jordan Love throw an 80-yard bomb to like Christian Watson or Matthew Golden.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that when you're successful at the run, it opens up everything. I mean, you don't have to be a football genius to know this. Like, I'm far from anyone's smart, but you run the ball and you're successful, dude. Your quarterback, it makes it so much easier. If they start bringing 8 guys in a box, they're loading it up a little bit, trying to stop the run, and then you can just throw it over, throw it in the middle, throw it to tight ends, throw it to whatever. Like, you can make a lot of stuff work.
And they're wanting to do more tight end stuff. The report from, and it might have been West Hod that posted this on his Twitter. Shout out to West Hod. That like Musgrave was rolling against the Seattle defense. They want to run those 11 personnel sets with Kraft and Musgrave together. And so far, Musgrave has had a lot of issues. He's like not been in the right spot, not running the right routes quite so well, just not being a very good football player. But this practice they said that they looked pretty good this time. And I was going to actually ask you that question. Like, how long do you wait for Musgrave to show up to be a guy who's actually really contributing? I guess he still kind of has a long runway to go. Like, he still has a whole nother season now to prove himself.
Musgrave was like, he was like the guy. He was supposed to be like the starter. It was Musgrave.
Yeah, he's drafted in front of Kraft.
Yeah. So then Kraft, though, I think he's going to ball out this year. I think he's like going to be he was part of the fight today. I don't think he started it, but I think he helped finish it.
He's a man's man.
Dude, he's such like seems like just a Wisconsin guy, fisherman, hunter. He does all this stuff. You follow him on social media. He's just a regular dude. But he's an absolute beast. But I think with him balling out a little bit, Musgrave, it just couldn't get like any type of streak going of like he had injuries.
He was hurt a lot in college. He just hasn't played very much football.
Yeah, he's a huge dude. I saw him over at training camp. Like every time I see him, it's like
he's tall and he's fast.
Yeah. But I think if you get both these guys on the field at the same time, and it opens up a lot of options. But yeah, they have to keep Musgrave on the field. But I think Tucker Kraft is the guy. I think that he's going to be a guy that's kind of worked into the offense. I think LaFleur has plans for him. I have a feeling that Tucker Kraft could have like a Robert Tonyan type of season. Remember when Tonyan broke off for 10
Robert
touchdowns,
Tonyan,
whatever it was?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good, because I have
Yeah.
him on my fantasy football like dynasty team. I need Kraft to
Dude,
freaking go
that's what
for it.
I think. Maybe because Tucker Kraft's my fantasy tight end, is that maybe that's why whenever I'm talking like he's gonna have 10 touchdowns, yeah, because he's on your fantasy team. No, I really do think that LaFleur this year, like kind of seeing what they got in him, and they're gonna try to work him in more of the offense. Hey, and I'm all on board with it. I'm with it.
Yeah, me too. And shout out to the comments and Ryan saying I stole his jacket. That I love you, Ryan. The tight ends went off today with Willis at quarterback. That's the thing too, is we got all these. We got so many cool players on our team. Our backup quarterback's awesome. Remember Jermichael Finley when he never really made it to his full potential. I feel like that's what we're dealing with Musgrave right now. Musgrave's like this tall, wiry guy. Maybe this season him and Kraft both go off.
Yeah.
Maybe they both get like a bunch of touchdowns. Maybe Kraft gets 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Musgrave
it's a
gets
tight
5
end
touchdowns.
land, you know. Well, that's the thing with injuries is like people think that like the word injury prone gets thrown out there a lot. I haven't really heard it with Musgrave as much, but like guys get hurt, they might have a string of bad luck, get some injuries, but like sometimes it just kind of stops and now they start balling out. It would be nice if they can get Kraft and Musgrave healthy at the same time and just have options, either switching them out or having them both on the field at the same time, working some packages in. Like I think that would be tough for defenses, and
Every
then have
team
that
dreams
speed
of running 11
wide
personnel,
receiver.
right? Because you can run or pass out of 11. You have no idea what's going to come. You can you got 2 tight ends, so you can run really well. And then if you can throw out of that really well and have 2 tight ends, like, the Patriots back in the day when they had Hernandez and Gronk, like that's really, really effective. But not many teams have actually been able to do it.
Yeah, it's tough to do. But the Packers have the 2 guys that that can make that work. I feel like these 2 could be they both could be starting tight ends in this league. They both could be they're both good enough. You all right
We'll
over
see. We'll see. Well, no, I'm not tired. I was just checking my messages to see if there was any other Packer news that's popping up as we're talking right now. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
any
I thought
breaking news.
your
Were there any
face
more
looked like
were there any more
concerned.
fights on the sideline?
No, your face looked concerned. I thought maybe something was popping off over there.
No. Well, also here, mine's my question for you. I don't know if you've been to training camp a lot, but Marshawn Lloyd, they said, is looking really, really good. They said he looks like one of the best players on the team, but he can't stay healthy. How long until the Packers maybe have to try to get a different running back, or are we going to wait on this guy another year maybe? Because he's hurt all the time.
I think so. He was a rookie last year. He got hurt, didn't play.
Yeah, he never played really.
Yeah, at all. Then they started to get going this, preseason training camp and got hurt again. I think this year they're going to wait and see. I don't know what the timeline is for him to come back, but he's still on a rookie deal. So I think that they're going to, hang out with him. But hopefully he can get rid of that injury bug because everyone talks about how great he can be. But
yeah, in that
you got to be on the field. You know what I mean?
In the preseason game, I think he played 4 snaps until he hurt himself again.
Yeah,
dude,
that's got to be brutal for players. Like you ever see players, not him, but like other players will have like some catastrophic injury, and they're not even like they don't even look like they're in pain. They're just mad because they're like, oh, this I can't play, and money and all that other stuff. But like an injury, like a regular person will be like, ah, he's screaming, and they're like more. Players want to be on the field. They don't want to be hurt. It's not good for them.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they want that next contract. They want to be a starter.
Yeah.
And they don't want to just have.
And they want to. Yeah, he wants to get on the field. Like he hasn't been able to play yet. But hopefully he gets through it. But yeah, I don't think that they're not gonna like give up on him. I think it's a second year. He was drafted last year. Hopefully, I don't know like I say how long. He said he'll miss some time. I assume that in my mind that I say 2-3 weeks. I have no reason to believe that, but that's just what I think off the wording. But
you
like I have no
2-3
idea.
weeks. That's good. I see there's a lot of comments from Facebook on here too.
Couple of 3 weeks.
Yeah, people seem to be excited about Musgrave.
Mm-hmm. He said enough with the Parsons and Henderson sweepstakes already.
Enough.
But yeah.
They just want to get the season started. They're ready to go week 1. Okay,
dude, that's the thing. Preseason sucks, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so over. I can't wait. I have so many plans for this season. Content wise, I'm gonna do like a call-in show after the games. Not all the games, but as many as I can. I work at 4 a.m, so it's not always possible. But I'm gonna try to do as much as I can. I can't wait for this season to start.
You said you're gonna do college stuff too? Oh, no, a call-in show.
Call-in.
A
Yeah,
call-in
I just
show.
talk like but, yeah, I think call-in shows are always fun, but they, sometimes people call in and get crazy. Just a
When
clean
are
show.
you do you know, like, what time of the day you're gonna do that? Can you do that, like, in the later at night?
I wanna do it after the game.
After the game. So they can
Yeah,
respond and
people
mouth off and
yeah,
say
they're all
stuff.
live, but then sometimes it's hard because people call in and say dumb stuff, and I don't mean, like, things I disagree with, but I had people call in and just start yelling, words
Oh,
that
they'll say, like, yeah, certain whatever.
racist stuff or whatever, just try to screw up my show,
Oh,
and it
yeah, they're just
does.
trying to be
One time that happened
spicy.
to me, like, when I was testing out the call-in show, and then some guy called in, just said some, like, insane racist words and just
I did leave
repeated
you a
them.
voice message the other day.
That wasn't you, though, not this one.
That wasn't me, that wasn't me.
But then so my face, because this was, like, early on when I was doing this stuff, my face, I'm just, like, trying to stop it, and I was, like my face is, white as a ghost, and I was like, "Oh my god," it's horrible. But then, everyone's like, "What's wrong?" in the chat, and I was like, "I'm sorry about that call," and they're like, "We didn't hear nothing." I was like, "Aha! My incompetence didn't let you get your call through." So they couldn't hear it. But, that's why
I
I do the
mean,
voicemail thing. Because I got trolls, I talk a little trash, 'cause people like to ruin the show.
yeah,
But,
you can just have them leave messages after the game, I guess, and then just screen
yeah.
them.
Yeah. I might do some live stuff, but I'm definitely gonna be doing the one thing I wanna do is this year is after the game, I want people to call the voicemail because every Monday or the day after the Packer game, I'm gonna do a whole voicemail show and just let everyone have their say. Because I want this to be the stream, the podcast for the fans. The fans have a voice. I'm just a fan, and I'm not no all knowing dude. So I think that'll be fun. Give the
Soder
show to
says
the
because it's they're
fans.
all drunk, that's why the calls that are coming in are so crazy. Soder
Yeah.
says we're all s
That's true, but usually I am too, you know what I mean? But, I think it'd be fun, and even if it's not calls, just seeing the chat, after the game, what everyone's thinking. It's hard if it's, like, a bad loss because then it's just so negative, and everyone it's weird for some reason because I'm an optimistic fan, right? So people come at me like I did it. Like, "Oh, I thought you said this. You're an idiot, and the Packers lost, and they suck, and you suck."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Bro,
they gotta blame someone.
yeah, it's just like, bro, I didn't do it. Like, I mean, I just support. I'm an optimistic fan. I'm pretty hopeful, but
You're the
like,
lightning rod, though, they gotta direct it at something, like
yeah, I'm like, dude, blame blame Matt LaFleur. Go
yeah, when they
after
get
him.
angry at you, just go like, "Good job," like, "Alright, buddy," you know what I mean? Just give them some
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm like trying to like tell him that it's not. I'm like, I'm not arguing with you. Yeah, that was a bad
Also,
game,
they should go drink Carry the G beer and
dude.
support
If
the
you drank
Packer
carry the
family,
G beer, your life would just be a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Aaron Nagler is gonna love this episode, you know what I mean? He's gonna come back and watch it and be like,
Yeah,
see all
I'm
the
sure
Carry the
that's
G
what
gear.
that's what he'll do with his time. Watch the Matt watch the Matt Ramage
He's
show.
in New York right now. He doesn't have any because he always goes back and forth and he was always on the show and I'm drinking. He's like, I don't have any. Anyways,
Oh,
um,
really? He doesn't have it? You
he'll
think he'd
he'll
have it?
he'll run out of it.
Yeah, he should just ship it to himself. What's Corey doing over there? Ship?
Yeah, he's always yelling at Corey to go ship him some more.
Dude,
It's
people
like,
ask me all the
oh
time. They're
man.
like, "Hey, will you ship me some Carry the G?" And like, no,
I'm like, do I gotta
I,
ship it myself? Like, what the heck?
dude, I don't know the rules on shipping beer, and like, no, I can't. Plus, if I
It's
did
just
that, I'd be doing it
expensive to
all the
ship it.
time. I'd be doing it all the time. But all right,
It's
so let's
heavy, so it's expensive to ship that big thing.
yeah, for real. Soda says if they lose to the Lions, the chat is going to melt down. Yeah, dude. The Lions game. Let's talk about that though. The
Yeah,
Lions game is it's going to be a tough game. Week 1. I don't like the Lions in week 1 as far as like a matchup. I feel like those week 1s, sometimes stutter a little bit, and
right.
that's why I think LaFleur wants to play these guys in preseason.
Yep,
But sometimes they come out rough, but also the Lions on the other side of it, the Lions have a new offensive coordinator, they have a new
yep.
defensive coordinator, so maybe they're slipping up a little bit. Um, hopefully the Packers are at full steam and the Lions aren't, but
Do you remember the opening game last year? And I was there in Brazil.
yeah, I do remember
Look at
that.
there you go, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and they actually played the Eagles kind of okay, but that field was slick. People were falling down, so it was hard to kind of like judge that as a game.
Yeah. Yeah,
When
before
like,
Love got hurt, it was you know, as much as I remember.
but they kept up with the Eagles in that game pretty well. It was like an even game. We almost won
Yep.
it.
Yeah, and the Eagles go on obviously to win the whole thing. But I forgot what we were talking about. That'll happen sometimes in this
Well,
show.
also just FYI, everyone out there in Brazil, which is one of the biggest countries in the world, they have like I don't know, a billion people there. The Packers are the number 1 team there, so watch out.
Yeah. I feel like the Packers are the number 1 team, like, every,
Well, they
country
also
that
they
can.
happen to have the Brazilian flag colors, so that's part of the reason they just, like, decide
Yeah.
to adopt them, but also they like that they're owned by the community and stuff. The
Yeah,
Brazilians
I
love
think
them.
that, like, sticks out to them, like, 'cause if you're in a different country and, like, you're not, like, locked 'cause, like, I was born into being a Packer fan, like, everyone in my
Yeah.
family was, my mom, like, we
You're,
didn't
like, in the
growing up in
Matrix, you're already in
Wisconsin.
there.
Yeah, it's just part of it. It's like when they teach you about Christmas, they also teach you about the
Yeah,
Packers, like,
this
"Hey,
is
we're
Santa
Packer
Claus,
fans."
this is Vince
Yeah.
Lombardi. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we do. We watch football on Sundays. But, like, if you're in another country and you're like, you see football and you're like, "Oh, I wanna start watching that. What team am I gonna go for?" And they kinda start looking at the teams. I feel like the Packers story sticks out. No owners, owned by the community. So I
Well,
think a
also,
lot of
they're
that's
just
why other
awesome.
countries.
I mean, why would
Oh,
you pick
yeah.
another team? I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah, what are you gonna be, a Bears fan?
What are you gonna be like we're gonna be like a Chargers fan or something? Like what?
Yeah.
What? We're gonna
What's
be a
that?
Cowboys fan? Like what? Like what kind of mental
Yeah.
illness do you have in your brain?
Yeah, to choose that for your life.
Yeah, like on purpose.
Yeah, because I understand, like, Bears fan, you grew up in Chicago or whatever. Yeah, that's just what you gotta do
Did
'cause
you
you're
see
a
Denzel Washington had a meltdown on ESPN last week yelling at Jerry Jones because he's a Cowboy fan?
Oh, really? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
Denzel. Yeah, he's coming out with his new movie. So him and Spike Lee were on ESPN, like their big show with Stephen A. And he went
Yeah.
off. Like Denzel was like not having it at all.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Isn't that
Jerry
funny?
Jones needs to give up some freedom to someone else about, GM responsibilities. I think he's slipping. I mean, I like it because I hate the Cowboys.
we kind of like it that way. It makes it
Yeah.
easier for us to just like kick their
Yeah.
butt every year, right?
Yeah, I can't stand the Cowboys. They're the worst
Cowboys,
team.
keep doing what you're doing. Jerry Jones, true American, greatest football coach, player, GM, owner of all time. Don't change a thing. Love ya. We'll see ya not in the playoffs, baby. Because you won't
Love
make it.
Packer fans. So what do you think?
I love Packer fans.
Are the Packers going to win the NFC North this season?
So if you're asking me, okay, so you don't know about this, but my brother and I have we're starting a podcast show, and my friend Dave that I went to college with, we're good buddies. It's funny because you know how you chat with your buddies and talk about football, and they wanted to turn into a thing. So we did a whole thing where we went through every game of the season and picked winners and losers. And I ended up having the Packers win the NFC North and the goddamn Super Bowl. Okay,
Dude, that's what it is, dude. I didn't go through all of them, but I got the same result.
you don't even have to do it. You just knew the result.
What's your podcast going to be called?
So we're thinking to call it offensive, like we're offensive, like we're gonna offend you, and also offensive, like offense and football.
Yeah.
What do you rate that as a name for a podcast? Do you like that?
I think it's good. I think because the word switch up, and then the people who don't want to be offended don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean. A lot of podcasts just have like a person's name, like Matt Ramage, but when you have multiple people or something,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
want
for
it
sure.
to be memorable, right?
Yeah, I couldn't. The reason on the Matt Ramage show is because I'm not good at thinking of names and stuff. And
But
at
it's
first,
also just good. You know what I mean?
yeah, it worked out because it started off as the Ramblin' Matt Ramage because the guy Ramble
Oh.
or whatever. And my buddy, the Green Bay guy, had that idea, and then it kind of got old for me. I really didn't like it. And then people, I don't know, I just felt it was weird. But so then I was like, I'm gonna think of a new one. I'm gonna think of a really cool name, and I couldn't think of one. I was like, I'll go with the Matt Ramage show because I am Matt Ramage, and it is a show.
It is a show, and also you're a powerful force. You know what I mean? You're all over TikToks and everywhere. People just know when they hear the name Matt Ramage. Everyone run, hide your children, hide your wives. Like Matt Ramage is coming to town, right?
Yeah, that's. I'm
What I'm saying is, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a good time. So you better lock everybody up.
Yeah.
Grab your beer, and head on down to Lombardi Avenue, and let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. Soda says 17-0.
17-0. That's pretty good.
I like that. No, I
record.
predict the Packers, dude, every week. Like I don't obviously predict them to go 17-0, but I predict every week I pick the Packers to win. And every week I believe that they can. Like I don't think they're gonna win every single game of the season, but I believe week by week, every week they have a shot, unless they have some catastrophic injuries.
Saw what they did 2 years ago when they went on that run of 7 in a row and they just smoked everyone. Like they can do that. So it's not
they are
fantasy land.
Yeah, and I do have a pick'em league. So on CBS Sports, if you we have like I think we have like 300 people in that thing. A lot of people are in the pick'em league, and if whoever gets the
Oh,
number
I'm
one
gonna
top
join
spot,
that too. Can anyone
yeah,
join that?
anyone can, and anyone can invite anyone else to join it. So if you want Grandma to be in it,
It's gonna
she
be
can
the
be in
big
it too.
Let's get grandma. My Aunt Jean would be in it, but she passed away. She's a big Packer fan.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. You know what I mean? I used to call her after the I called her after the Packers won the Super Bowl, like, in 2010. So like we got it locked in, you know what I mean? She's out. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's all good.
there you go. Yeah, yeah, but the top winner, I'm gonna give $100 gift card to the Packers Pro Shop, and that's from me.
Ooh.
I'm not affiliated with the Packers Pro Shop,
This is
obviously,
from the
but
Packers Pro Shop. I got
I
like
think you
a
have to say
poker.
that.
I got this from
Oh, yeah.
the NFL draft. I got I got all kinds of draft stuff here, like my keychains, the
Yep.
NFL draft.
Dude, that
That was a
draft
fun
was a
time.
blast, wasn't it?
That was a blast. And so the guys I'm doing the show with, Dave and Derek's my brother. Dave went to the draft with me. Derek couldn't make it, but Dave's a big, tall Bears fan. So he's walking
Oh,
around. He's like 6'5", huge guy, played offensive line. And it was so fun. And then when the Bears picked a tight end in the first round and it wasn't the tight end people expected, all the Bear fans were just like ready to
I
run,
remember
to run out
seeing
of the
that.
stadium.
I seen that people were like trolling him and stuff too.
It was a good time though. It's a lot of fun. So you know what I mean? That's just kind of how life is. Dave's actually I gotta give Dave a shout out because he's actually a very even keeled common sense Bears fan. Like he doesn't go off the rails and say, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. Oh, Caleb
Yeah.
Williams is the best ever. He actually like is rational, which is very rare. It's a very rare person.
Yeah, and I don't really mind like the Bears fans because like I see a lot of people troll Bears fans who like do what I do, right? They have a podcast or social media or whatever, and they say stuff because like I do the same thing. I don't like no matter who you're a fan of, people who say things that they don't believe. Because
Yeah.
when you say things you don't believe just for clicks, that's stupid. That's annoying to me.
I
So like
believe
if a
everything
Bears
I say
fan
about
is
the
like,
Packers.
yeah, and so like if a Bears fan really believes that Caleb Williams is that dude, this can be the year. I have no problem with them yelling about it because that's what we do. It's fun. But like if they don't believe it and they're just kind of like going through it because then it gets clicks and everyone gets mad at you, like the radio does that. People on radio sometimes do that. They just say
You know what
whatever.
else we should do live on the air? Okay,
What do you
this
got?
is literally I'm in the Tom Grossi Fantasy Football League, okay? And
Yeah,
my pick is up right now. So these
you're
are the wide
drafting right
receivers.
now.
Yeah, these are the wide receivers I have to pick from. Travis Hunter, Jay Williams from the Lions, the number 2 receiver there. Jerry Jeudy, Waddle, Kelvin Ridley, and Rice from Kansas City. And I'm not sure who to pick here. Like maybe Jerry
Yeah,
Jeudy.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I think you're in
Are
a
you a
bad
fantasy
spot.
football guru? Do you follow all
No,
the players?
I'm not a guru. I just did a trade in my fantasy league that was so bad everyone in the league got mad at me because I'm so stupid.
So you're saying you're the guy to go to for
I'm not the
fantasy
one to
points?
ask. I'm telling you, I had the quarterback for the Patriots, what's his name? I traded him for a wide receiver who
Drake
wasn't
May?
yeah, I traded him for a wide receiver who wasn't a starter, and the next day he got put on IR. The whole league thought I'd like conclusion or whatever. Anyways, who you picking?
I don't know. I think I might go Jerry Jeudy. The hard part is the Browns quarterback situation. Last year, Jerry Jeudy was really good. When he had
Yeah,
Jameis Winston at quarterback, he was a top 10 wide
that's
receiver and he was crazy good. He scored tons of points, but you don't know whose quarterback's going to be. It could be Joe Schmo off the street, right? So
yeah,
that's
it's
the
probably
craziness.
yeah. So
Somebody
you
picked
have a
Matthew Golden really high in our league, and this is okay. So Tom Grossi's team name is All You Need Is Love, and so here, do you want to know who's on his team? He's got Baker Mayfield, Saquon, James Conner from the Arizona Cardinals, McConkey, who is a young kid from the Chargers who's really good, Nakua from the Rams, and
yeah.
Tracy Jr., who is the starting running back for the Giants. That's Tom Grossi's fantasy team so far.
You just exposed him out here,
I did. Everybody knows
huh?
who's on his team now, and I'm not afraid to expose anybody. Nakua might be a problem this year. He might be good, but
Oh yeah,
also his quarterback has a busted back.
yeah. You don't like that.
Yeah, I've
But
got
yeah,
Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers. Ever heard of that guy? You know what I mean?
yeah.
On my team.
I
I
got
actually have a
I got
Bears fan
Lamar
too.
Jackson and Jordan Love.
What?
That's why I traded the other dude, and everyone's all mad at me. But I just didn't like. I haven't done fantasy in a lot of
Is
years.
it
I
a
started it up.
dynasty league?
This, yeah, it's a dynasty league. Um, I have fun with it, but I'm not like overly like whatever locked in on fantasy.
And
I mean,
plus,
I
who
pay
knows what's gonna
attention.
really happen?
Yeah, I mean, I pay attention. I'm not in a league and not paying attention. I'm paying attention, trying. But like, I'm also, I had Lamar and Jordan Love. I was like, I don't need this other guy. Anyways, but I have a pretty good team. I drafted that rookie, the Raiders running back.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jerry.
everybody,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah, that guy. That's how good I am at
The guy from the
fantasy. I forget
Raiders.
his name. Everyone offered me a trade in the whole league. I was like, no, I'm not even doing trades no more because everyone got mad at me on this trade.
Well, it's
From now
because he
on,
ran over a guy in the preseason game, right, into the end zone, and people are like, "Oh, bro, like that, he just ran over a
yeah.
linebacker." Like,
Well,
give
he's
me
gonna be
that
so
player.
good. I'm gonna win the whole championship in my league. I guarantee it. I'm on it with some very knowledgeable people. Like this isn't a scrub league. These are
Right,
people who
like Roger
either
Goodell.
creators and like do it. People who watch football every Sunday. Like they're
Yeah.
serious people. I'm like the worst fantasy footballer in the whole
But
league.
sometimes like that's just
Tom
what
Crabtree
happens.
is
Is sometimes
actually
you
in
win.
that. Tom Crabtree is actually in the league. So there you go.
We
You
got a
know
lot of
Tom
people in the
Crabtree, right?
chat too. Like,
Mhm.
what do you guys think in the chat? Who should I draft in my league? Should I draft Jerry Judy? You know what I'm saying? What about Travis Hunter, the kid who got number 2 overall in the draft in the Heisman?
Yeah, I don't think that's a very good selection. Like you're reading all those names off. I wasn't really impressed with any of. I mean, I kind
Well,
of went
this is like
fast on
round
it.
5, you know what I mean? So,
How long are these rounds?
um, well, this is a long draft because people live in different time zones. So I have like 13 hours to make my pick right now.
13
I'm
hours.
gonna go on
I
every
was thinking that. I
podcast
was
and
like, you're
ask them.
doing. I asked you what time, and you're like, the same time as my fantasy draft. That's when we'll do this podcast. But you got
Well,
13
it's going through
hours.
the whole week.
Dude, let's ask ChatGPT what she thinks.
Yeah.
I was
I
thinking
know.
that. I
I
was like,
have a whole
Grassi's over
analytics
here.
team.
Yeah. So I was like, Grassi's over here at the, Green Bay area doing his thing, going to I assume the preseason game. So I was like, he's doing a fantasy draft right now?
Yeah, it's one where it's like there was a donation to charity. It's fundraiser
Yeah.
for St. Jude's Fantasy League.
All right. That's cool.
So I donated a
Yeah.
bunch of money to St. Jude's for it,
There
which
you
I
go.
like really don't mind doing it all. That was really great.
Oh yeah,
do
for
it.
sure. Yeah, he does some good stuff with them.
Yeah, he raised like $2
That's
million,
awesome. Yeah, insane. Insanity.
and it
But
just is fun. It feels good. You know what I mean? That's the thing about being a
oh yeah.
content creator. Like Matt, you're great at making brighten people's days up and making their day better, making them laugh and have fun. And you put out that good vibe. Tom and all like the whole Packer content creator blogosphere is great. I ran into Annie Agar at the draft. She was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like
She's very nice.
the
I met
creator.
her.
I mean, she might be the most popular Packer content creator that exists on the planet. And like these people are just really cool. You know what I mean? They take the time, they do videos with you and like do fun stuff. It's fun.
I didn't mean to laugh at that. I'm laughing at this comment over here that popped in. Absolutely right. First of all, I met Annie. We'll get this comment in a second. I'm gonna get this comment in a second. But I met Annie at the Green and Gold movie premiere I was at, and I talked to her for a few minutes. She's super nice. She knew who I was too. I was super stoked for that. Like that was like made my day because I was all like, excuse me, Annie.
You're like,
Like, because she was like, her back to me, talking to her mom. And then I was like, hey, whatever, nice to meet you. And she's like, oh, hey. And she like, recognized me or whatever. She knew me. I don't know. She knew my name, but like I think she's hilarious.
She was like on her phone looking like she was lost, and she was with her buddy, the other girl that she hangs out with. And I walked by her because I wasn't really looking. And as I walked by, I was like, wait, what? I like literally brushed by each other, and I immediately just turned around and said like, oh, hey. I was like, hey, I'm Doug Hype, and you're awesome. And then we just started hanging out.
Like, I am the hype machine, and you are about to get hyped
up. And I put her on the spot. We were trying to do a funny video, and she's like, this is too early in the morning for me to be funny. And I was like, I guess you're not that good as a content creator then.
Yeah, I get it, though. Get put on the spot. I've had people like put a camera in my face and like, hey, say something funny.
Well, what I do is I usually come up with a funny gimmick, that the person can just respond to or just not do much in. Like, so when I went to Tom's meet and greet, Tom did one, and he had like some St. Jude's kids there also. So he has a meet and greet on like the last day in the morning. I get there, there's like 300 people, right? He's got like a mob. and kids show up and they're like, "Hey, we're from St. Jude's. We're supposed to have a meet and greet." So I make everyone part ways and bring them up there, and I do photos with them and do all this stuff, right? Super great. Tom just like is best friends with everybody. They all know each other. And then I go up there and I'm like, I do like a whole WWE wrestling reference, and then we make a short little like 30-second video, and he's just like laughing his butt off, and it was so cool. He's just like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Doug Hype. See you later." And so, you know, and then I sent it to him later, and then he put it in his whole video thing and everything. And it was just kind of fun to like, it's just fun to do this stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. I met or not met, but I've talked to Grassi a lot of times. But I remember one time I was over at training. I think it might have been last year before. Where I was like, yeah, I should interview you. And like I had no thought of what I was gonna say to him. So then I was like, we're gonna go do it. But there's like a line of people that wanted to like interview Grassi. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be the worst one that he does. Because I have nothing. I don't even it was just an idea that popped in my head. Like, yeah, I should do that. I really didn't have it.
I like this gimmick though. That's your persona gimmick, is like, this is gonna be the worst interview you ever had. That's the funniest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like no effort.
Yeah.
Now I got
actually really funny. Just like, put no effort into the interview at all. Like, what do you think about this? I don't know.
I met up with Iowa Joe. Shout out to Iowa Joe. And I did a little interview with him. I'm going to probably post the next couple of days. We just talked about the Packers or whatever. And the question I said, I'm here with Iowa Joe. So, where are you from? I think that's a beautiful question to start off an interview.
I'm telling you, Matt, like you are just an endless array of genius. You know what I mean? Iowa Joe, where are you from? Like, that's exactly what you should ask him.
And then he said Chicago. So that's how I knew he was my people.
Yeah. Where are you from, Iowa Joe? It's just, the typical questions people in Wisconsin just ask each other, just ask those on an interview. Like, they're the best. You know what I mean? Just like,
where
are you from? Hey, how did you get here? Oh, you drove? How long did it take you? Oh, well, how was the drive?
Yeah, that's what people care about. How long were you driving?
I-90, was it backed up over there? Yeah, that's what what's his name does, the Wisconsin comedian guy. What's his name?
Charlie Barons?
Manitowoc Minute.
Yeah, Charlie Barons.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Dude, he's awesome.
It's just so cool to see people and the culture of Wisconsin and everything like doing well, because it's great and fantastic. People love it. You know what I mean? For all the communities of creators, the games and stuff.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many good people I've got to meet. I've got to meet a lot of people. Ryan Rubel, he does some stuff. He's got his own Chedka vodka out right now. So Cheddar vodka.
Everyone, okay, this is the thing. What's the bucket list that you have to be a content creator of the Packers? You got to have like your own drink, like like what Charles Woodson has the whiskey. The guy's got the vodka. Got to have your own drink.
I don't have one.
By like a gas station.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. It's like the bucket list.
Yeah, get a sponsorship with a gas station and a lawyer firm.
In a lawyer firm, yeah. You got to check it off.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
Ooh, that gives me a good idea for content. I'm just gonna make up a bunch of stuff and pretend that they sponsor me and be like, yeah, it'll be good.
Dude, I think that's a good idea. Matt Superpower is that he is the most Wisconsin Packer fan ever. He is all of us. That's kind of how I see it. It's like I'm just like the average basic Packer fan. I'm not all knowing. I'm just the average. Work at a cheese factory. I mean, I just
Matt, you work at a fucking cheese factory and you party and go to Packer games. What more do you need to do in life? Nothing.
You know what I mean? We snort cheese down here.
Dude, like the movie The Lord of the Rings, when they have like the Shire, like you're like the dude that's just hanging out in the Shire, just laughing at everybody. Like you're just like, oh, you silly idiots! Like you're doing all this crazy stuff. Oh, you have a whole like whatever. I'm just sitting here like smoking my pipe and eating my cheese. You know what I mean? Like I'm living the best life that you wish you had.
I don't think working at cheese factories is awesome as some people think. But I was actually on this show. It was the History Channel, the History of Cheese, and they ended up not using my part, so it wasn't actually on the show. But I went there and recorded it. I must have killed it. But one of the questions they asked me, they were like, "What's the weirdest thing that was people in Wisconsin put cheese on?" And I said, "In Wisconsin, it's not what we can put cheese on. we start with the cheese and figure out what we can add to it.
To the cheese.
That I think is like, absolutely, because it's like, hey, I want to eat some cheese. What do we got in there that I can put some cheese on?
Well, now I need to know, what is your favorite cheese there, man?
I think, I mean, it's boring. I think cheddar.
Yeah.
You know, cheddar, I think you can put on anything. Cheddar
You
makes
can
it
put it
better.
on everything.
Yeah, you can put it on a burger. You can put it on anything. You can put it on macaroni and cheese. I mean, it's already got cheese, but you can put more on it.
You can just sprinkle more on it. Like when
Yeah.
people when you're making a burger or ordering a burger from a place and they say, "What kind of cheese do you want it?" I'm like, "I want cheddar." Well, is that even a question, bro? Put cheddar on there, you know?
Yeah, I think cheddar or American cheese is the only option.
You can put American cheese too, but I feel like cheddar's like a little bit nicer.
Yeah, it's fancy. It makes it seem like you've been around the block a few times.
It's robust in flavor.
You know, you're not a fib. You know what I mean? You put
Yeah.
you put cheddar on it. You know, this guy, he's been around for a
You
minute.
can put some cheddar on that
He ain't
cheese.
driving through here. I
Well,
think we're
you
gonna
know,
wrap this. What do you got?
oh, I was gonna say I go to other football games. Like I live in Denver. I go to other sporting events, and like nothing is like going to a game at Lambeau or a football game in
absolutely,
Wisconsin.
dude. Yeah, there's nothing like
The culture,
Lambeau
like
Field.
people want,
Cheese
people
is
come in
king.
for the draft. They want to eat the cheese curds and the beers and everything. And not only is it just a lot of fun and really cool, but everyone just has like a real relaxing good time. There's nothing crazy going on at the draft.
Yep.
There was like no DUIs or no like just dumb stuff happening. Like everyone was just partying, having fun, and just being cool.
Yeah, there was no fights and all that. Might have been a few DUIs. I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I just heard
Wisconsin
things,
on the average day.
well,
But
they
anyways,
had shuttles
we
driving
don't
everybody
condone it.
around.
Yeah. But inside, yeah, there was no. Donnie says mac and cheese or cheese curds. Mac and cheese all day for me. I work at a cheese factory. I see cheese curds all day long. I mean, it's not fried or nothing, but cheese curds is how cheese starts. Kind of. I can't give you too much information.
You can't.
No, but mac and cheese is my favorite food.
Do you have to sign an NDA? You're like, you can't allow this information to get out of these premises.
Dude, you can't. Like, I can't. Like, there's secrets in the
Oh my
cheese
god,
game.
dude,
I
you're just
can't
giving
be
me
out
visions
here
right now of like
I've made
Breaking
cheese.
Bad, except that it's cheese. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
can't let this
dude. I know
formula
how to
out of
get.
this.
I could start my own cheese factory. I've done every job. I've been a cheesemaker. I've done all the jobs around cheese making, and but I can't give out this information. They'll fire me. I'm a very important person at the cheese factory.
At some point in our lives, we need to do an episode of Breaking Bad, but instead of it being crystal meth, it's cheese. You know what I mean? Be like, you can't. Like, there's like, a lot of things at play. Like, and like you got to call your guy. Like he knows the cheese recipe. We got to take him out. Like, can't let that cheese recipe get out of this facility.
Yeah, but the problem is, what that is? It's all about distribution. You know what I mean?
That's right. You got to have the guy. I need a team. I got to have guys on the street.
Dude, because that's the problem with Breaking Bad. That was their whole problem starting out.
Yeah.
Distribution.
The distribution.
Yeah. I'm not meeting people in some junkyard. Tuco.
I mean, if the cheese is that good, baby,
No, yeah,
they do show that things like sugar and cheese are just as addictive as like drugs,
I think it's different addictive though. It's just so good that you want it all the time.
Your brain has the same receptor.
Well, sugar is for sure. Yeah, sugar is for sure. Basically,
but cheese also does it for me.
Yeah, but cheese I think is different just because it's glorious, and I think it's part of your body. That's what you're supposed to have.
It is nourishing. You do need it.
All right, I gotta work early, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. We got Doug Hype in the building, baby. What's up? Tell them where they can follow you.
So you can follow me, Doug Hype, on Twitter. Our YouTube show is not launched yet right now with the new thing. But hey, when we launch it, we'll have you on the show or whatever. We'll do something. We'll do something fun.
We'll do a lot
Hype
more
Television
stuff.
Is my Instagram.
Hype Television.
And also Doug Hype on TikTok and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you do dances and doing like lip syncing.
I haven't used it much recently, but I'm gonna do more stuff. Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm gonna be doing more fun content, maybe some dancing, maybe some whatever,
Yeah, I did a dancing video one time. It was like the only dancing video I did on TikTok. It was that Drake song. Remember that trend that was going on? Like, Keisha, do you love me? And people were like jumping out of their car, like dancing around to it.
Yeah.
I did it in my living room where I did like this dance, and then I fell down like really hard, like poof. And then I crawled towards the camera and I crossed my eyes and I said, "Oh Lord, I done broke my eyes." And it went big.
I love how you know that your jokes never run out of steam. Like they're always good.
Yeah.
They just
it's I think the stupider the better.
That's really the key, is that like if you really enjoy it and can laugh at yourself and it makes you kind of just chuckle and you think it's hilarious, like that's the best, you know, like
Yeah, it's just so fun. I like the eye jokes. It makes like the comments are so funny. Like everyone, I don't know. I just like and the like I got one on TikTok at 5.7 million views.
I saw that, dude. That's so good. The thing about it is that like everybody is just a human being. If you can make fun of yourself first, then that just
Yeah.
kind of like makes everything just feel good and everybody's just like already on your vibe already. You know what I mean? Like, and then everyone's kind of joking together.
Yeah, and I've had people like because if you're cross-eyed, especially if you're young, it is tough because everyone like people kids are
Yeah.
ruthless. I've had lots of people message me, young people, older people, say, "Hey, I like what you do. I have a cross-eye, dealt with this my whole life, and it's cool that you're making just kind of making light of it." And I was like, "Dude, you just gotta own it, dude. You are what you
Yeah.
are." Like I got a goofy eye. Some people might not have an arm or whatever.
Right.
Lots of way horrible things. You just have to enjoy life and like you say too, if someone's gonna be talking trash, because I'm doing content, people are gonna make fun of my eyes no matter what. Like Bear
Yeah.
fans, people, I'm talking trash, they go right to it. But if I'm making jokes better than you're making, then you ain't got nothing on me, and you just have to take it away from them. Like if
Yeah,
you're
well, the
doing
thing
it,
is, what
they
you do
can't
is
do
you
it.
make it cool. Like you're making it
Yeah,
cool because everyone, you got millions of people watching you. You're making the jokes, and then people like you. They feel cool about it. They feel like, oh man, look what this guy does. He's just like an awesome content creator.
and they're like, I wish I had a goofy eye. I don't know if they did that, but anyways, I don't think I might have went too far on that one. But yeah, it is cool. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Doug Hype, everyone, check him out. YouTube. He's got a new show coming out. Check him out on Instagram. He's on the Twitter machine, and this is an AI song I'm about to play. Doug, let's dance it out right here.
Yo, welcome to the Ramage Show. Midwest vibes, let your spirit flow. Package pride, hear the anthem loud.
This is a banger, baby.